Hey everybody, it's Chris. I am here to do a paint pour project. Can you believe it? I'm actually going to show you something that's paint related. So obviously I've been doing lots of other things, as you have seen, from pouring epoxy countertops to acrylic badges and keychains and all kinds of whatnots. But I saw these adorable little ceramic Christmas trees at Michael's last night, and I decided that I needed to do some. So they come in two different sizes. This one is, I saved my tag so I could tell you the specifics on it. And of course it's not on here. That's lovely. I think it is a 9-inch maybe. I think this one's a 9-inch. And I think this one here is a 12-inch. So I bought two of the small size, one of the big size. And if you love this, you need to go to Michael's right now and buy them because they are only in the store. You cannot order them and have them shipped to you. They come with this little light that is in the bottom, and it is battery operated, so it lights up the whole thing. I just took my craft knife because it was kind of glued in there. This one wasn't glued very well, and I was able to just kind of like pop it out. You do want to be careful though, because obviously you don't want to do anything to damage this little guy, because I'm sure you could find them somewhere. I'm just not sure where. They have like little watch batteries inside there for the batteries. And then on the big one, when I took it out, I kind of chipped the bottom of it a little bit, but I think it's going to be fine. But just be careful that you don't want to break too much of the bottom out, because you want to be able to put it back in there when you're done. So as you can see, I have some paints lined up here. I'm going to have this little Rubbermaid container and then another Rubbermaid container. And I thought this might work well to set this guy on here. And then I could just pour the paint over it, and then it would go down into the container so I can kind of recycle. So when I have poured directly onto items before that have shapes to them, I find that sometimes underneath it doesn't get coated. So I thought I can use the leftover paint to coat the bottom of it. Today we're just going to use white paint to start, just to put some paint on here, because I feel like if the underside of the tree is going to be wet, then the rest of the paint will kind of flow over it too. So I thought this would be a great way to pour this guy. But I have a bunch of different greens, and I even have a couple of turquoises because I kind of love my turquoise. So I have metallic green, metallic cobalt, I have turquoise green, Soho emerald green, I have a green yellow, a phthalo green, emerald green, and then this is my custom gold. So the custom gold is the Rust-Oleum glitter paint, and then I put in some Liquitex metallic gold as well, because the glitter paint kind of has like a clear base to it, so there's not really, it's just glitter when you mix it with the pouring medium. So I put a little bit of the Liquitex gold in it too, so that there is a little bit more color to it, if you will. I thought we would do a dirty pour. So let's go ahead and fill up our cup here. I think I want to start with some of the white, and I just mixed up a bunch of paint. My paints, by the way, for those who are just new to this, my paints have been mixed up now, oh gosh, probably 3 or 4 years. I just add to them. So these guys have been sitting on the counter, or excuse me, on my shelf over there for quite some time, and I'm hoping that there probably was a chunk in that since it spurred out like that for me. But anyway, I keep my paints mixed up, and then I just add to them when I need more paint. I want to kind of mix up some of these greens and not put all of the greens together. So I'm just going to kind of pour my little dirty cup here. You can already see there's some like cool cells forming in there. I probably don't have enough paint. I should have put more of the colors in there, but that's all right. And then that's the Soho emerald green. So I do want a lot of green in it. And then this is the emerald green. So I'm just kind of squeezing it in there. I don't want layers necessarily. And by kind of squeezing them in, it also helps to mix the paint. Let me show you what that looks like. I have my ring light, so hopefully it's not going to cast some weird shadows on us. This is the gold. And you know I like my sparkles, so oopsies, that's all right though. Okay, so there's the gold in there. And then to start, I'm going to set this aside. And as I said, I want to start by putting some white paint on the base of it. So I'm just going to kind of put this around the base, kind of just hold it upside down and kind of get it going up all of its little branches, because I feel like if we get paint on this, it will help it to flow down when we start to pour the paint. So I'm just going to kind of add some of this to the bottom. And this is also, I kind of feel like this ceramic tree is probably kind of porous, so it could kind of end up soaking up some of the paint too. I'm not sure. Okay, so you can kind of see how I have it kind of coated with some paint to get us going. Put this more in the middle so you can see better. So just kind of got a little base on there, and I'm just going to go ahead and kind of pat this around on this bottom and bring it up onto, that's the hoop. Okay, so I've got it on this pedestal here so that the paint will kind of flow off of it. Got a paper towel, just gonna wipe my hand off a little bit. Okay, so let's see what we get. I've also found too, when I do a dirty cup, sometimes I have to kind of go back. We've got some really cool cells going on in there though. Sometimes I kind of have to go back and add in colors that maybe are not as cool as I want them to be. I'm trying to decide what's the best way to give you guys the best view. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. So that you can see it from the side. And I'll move some of my paints out of the way. And then hopefully you'll have a great view. Okay. I feel like if we tilt the phone just a smidgen. Oh, I don't want you to see my messy room. It's very messy in here right now. Maybe we'll tilt this way and move it over this way. So I'm going to give you the best view I can so you can see how it looks as it comes down. All right. Let's try that and see if this gives you a good view, hopefully. All right, so I'm just going to start up here at the top and try to keep my hand out of your way. There we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and pour. And you can see it start to go down the sides. Now I'm not worried about it going into the holes because it is all hollowed out in the center. And I feel like that would be easy enough to clean. So I'm not too worried about that. And I'm just going to continue to kind of pour over the top here and try to get all of this little guy covered. My Michaels did not have the little lights that go in the Christmas tree, but I did find them on Amazon. So hopefully that won't be an issue for you guys to find those either. Okay, and then I'm just going to continue to make sure I've got everybody covered, and there's some of that really pretty metallic cobalt that I love. Some of the white. Just kind of going around all of it here and see if I can get the paint kind of flowing, and then I can come back up to the top of it and make sure that my color is all coming out the way I want it to. Because I know that my white is kind of in the bottom as well. And I do want some of that white because that's going to make it really look very cool. So just going to go down here and catch some of these pieces that don't have paint on them yet. And then let me see if I can turn this so you guys can see it. And on the side that I couldn't see, definitely needs some help. So this is how you pour objects with paint. And whenever I have a color that starts to come out like that white, try to go back up to the top to make sure that it's at the top as well. But it's kind of just sometimes you just have to kind of touch on the different areas with your cup. It's not always possible just to pour from the top and get everything. But it's a really cool effect. I think these are going to be really neat. You can see I'm starting to run out of paint. So I'm going to just come up here to the top again because I've got all that really cool white. And the white is what's going to give us the most cells in this pour. So that's where the interest is going to come from, is the white. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm pouring that from the top so it floats down over. Just like that. Okay. So now I'm just going to kind of let this flow down, and I'll probably use my torch to pop bubbles, but right now I'm just trying to get it to all coat over the tree. So I'm going to let this coat down over. I'm going to grab my little stir stick here, pick up some of my paint down here, and make sure that my lower branches all have paint on them because that's going to help it to flow. And I want to make sure that my base has paint on it because I feel like the weight of the paint also helps it to pull it down across the tree as well. All right, guys, I'm going to continue doing this, and then I'll pop you back on once the paint stops flowing, and we'll add some heat to it and see what happens. Okay, guys, I took it out of the pan that I was catching all of the paint in, so that will be recycled for the next one. Kind of wanted to show you, hopefully I can get a little close up here. Turned out really cool. I love the white in there and all of the colors I chose. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use my torch and see if I can pop some of these bubbles. There's always bubbles with paint. And sometimes that will help kind of some of the things pop out too. Some cells. We really have any cells on this, but that's all right. Okay, so what I'll plan on doing, I also, it will definitely change as it dries. And then that's usually when you can see the gold glitter that I used as well, but I think it's really pretty. And so we'll let this dry. Once it is completely dry, then I will probably just coat it with some high gloss spray paint or clear gloss spray, and then add those little lights that I ordered. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my other ones because now that I have all of my colors out, I want this to be like one display. So I'm going to go ahead and pour them now so that everything matches. So I hope you liked this little project today. I know it's a little early, but like I said, they're only going to have these in the Michaels stores. You will not be able to order them and have them shipped to you. So if you like them, you probably better go get them because as we know with Christmas stuff, it doesn't stick around long. So please let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you liked the video today. If you did, please make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.